part 3 is finally here of trigger modded Salomons. And the final rendition is here. So from what if you watch the first and the second video of me, the first one was me explaining, showing you the first rendition of these skates. The second one was me actually just skating the skates, getting warmed up. I realized I didn't do anything that terribly hard. I was just, getting used to the skates, getting warm, moved in. The final rendition is in, and they don't look anything like you would imagine. So without further ado, these are the final render. I took some Nihm skins and I put them on. I also have black wheels with brand new Abec 9s. I went with Kizer M-type Freestyle frames, black on black. I went with the trigger sole plate, and you can see the negative as well. And so that's kind of the skate. So it looks like a Nihm. So the reason why I did it like this, so I could have just put a, left it as a whole Nihm skin, but you can see right there that says Salomon. So that's why, like, if you look at this cuff, you automatically know it's a Salomon. If you've skated, you're in the skating industry. So I wanted you to be able to tell that it was a Salomon without having to say, oh, is it a Nihm with, a sole plate. So let me explain to you why I did what I did and why I didn't do what I didn't do. So in order to get this mod to work, you have to actually shave down the skins. I kind of alluded to this. Shave down the shells underneath the skins. Okay, and then you have to shave down the sole plates, and you kind of just have to go from there. But you say, well, why didn't you just keep it as a one-piece sole? So if you look right there, do you see that gap on the negative? That's everything you would have to remove. And you say, well, why are you leaving that gap there? Well, it's not going to actually hurt anything. And you can see it has bolts in there. So I used, these are M4 metric bolts. Okay? So M4 metric for these right here, you can just take one. If you're looking to do something like this, you can take one of your bolts from the wide bodies or take your bolts to Home Depot, and they have a little thing. You can tap them in and you can find out what they are. I went with black wheels. I got these with Abec 9s off of Amazon for $20. And I'm just going to break down what I paid for everything. The sole plates were $50 shipped. The frames were $25 shipped. Okay. Shout out from Blade Trade. I think it was either Blade Trade or, yeah, it was Blade Trade. So, or OG Roller, I think is what it's called on Facebook. So anyways, $25 for the frame. So like all this is secondhand parts that nobody was going to use for anything. Okay. I paid $30 for the skins, and the skins are brand new. They've never been used before. I paid $120 for the Salomons, or $121 shipped. And my mom actually bought me the skates for my birthday. All I had to pay was the shipping. So she gave me $100 for my birthday, and that put $100 towards these. These liners are in practically like perfect condition. The skates themselves were in really, really good condition. So basically, I took a skate that nobody's really using. I took a skin that you can't really do anything else with. I took sole plates that I purchased, obviously. I took frames nobody's going to do anything with. And I actually accumulated and put them together. And I think I created something kind of cool. So it's a Salomon that the bottom half is skinned. And I was thinking like Salomon themselves should actually see this skate and do something similar. Maybe not this exact skin. Maybe not this exact sole plate, because obviously, there's fitment issues and things. Like if you look in the front, the toe isn't 100% perfect. But kind of mostly if you're going to do a grind. So that's kind of the idea of how much I paid. So it's a little bit over $200. And you say, well, why didn't you just go with like God's 10 Frankens or something? Because I saw some of those on there for $100 on Blade Trade. And I was going to do that. But then this is really what I was thinking about. What skates do I want to design? I actually wanted to design a pair of skates. And when I was thinking of them, I got the Salomons. I was just thinking at first, Salomons with trigger sole plates would be cool. Because I saw all sorts of, And that's another question people are probably going to ask. Why didn't you just go with USD carbon sole plates or USD 7 or the God sole plates or, any other sole plate? Number one, there's a lot of people who've done that. That's nothing original. That's kind of like, it's like when everybody's doing a skate trick and then you go and do it because everybody else starts doing it, and so it just becomes trendy. You know what I mean? So that's number one. So nobody's put trigger sole plates on a pair of Salomons before. So I'm the first one. So nobody that I've seen has skinned a pair of Salomons either, and this is my second pair of skinned Salomons. My first, and actually this is a cool story, is that my first pair of skinned Salomons were these exact skins in white. So I had the white Shima skins, and I basically, shout out Brian Shima, you know what I mean? So shout out to Shima. And so nobody's gonna skating Nihms anymore. And a guy happened to have a pair of these. And I was thinking, so the original idea was simply to do a pair of Salomons with trigger sole plates. So I did that. And then I started thinking, well, I had white frames and I was just going to leave my white Kizer frames on here. And I'm like, well, what frames would I like to have? So I went on, just went on Blade Trade and was looking around. And I eventually found these. Well, actually, a guy shipped me some black and white ones, but he shipped me a small, okay? And I was like, I had to message him back. I'm like, dude, you knew these were small and you still shipped them anyways and wasted $13 in shipping probably for him and for me, so that was kind of a waste. But a guy ended up having all black on black, so that's what I wanted, was black M-types. So why did I go with Freestyle frames? Okay. Freestyle frames and big wheels. So these are 72 millimeter wheels, and you have to grind out the toes here and here. You have to grind out both of these to get these wheels to work. And I had to actually glue down the skin and the toe, and here I had to glue that down. And but the wheels roll fine. And I tested that prior to putting the skins on there. Wanted to make sure that these 72 mils were going to fit. And you can see they roll really, really smoothly with brand new Abec 9s. Brand new bearings, you can't beat it. So why did I go with Freestyle over flat or anti-rocker? So basically my thoughts were this. I like freestyle skating, With anti-rockers, at least when I grew up skating, you'd have anti-rockers in there and they'd start to rattle. They'd start to, not roll or rattle or whatever. And I'm like, we can eliminate all that by this frame. This is all plastic. Nothing's going to come loose, These are solid. In order to snap this frame, you're going to have to snap the H block and then the piece underneath, because this is all attached in with two bolts here. Bolt here and here. So this whole H block is solid, which I really liked. I thought that was a really good design, so that's why I went with this. So you say, well, why would you go with Freestyle over flat? Well, I don't skate flat. The closest thing I get to flat skating is big wheels with brand new bearings. And I think if you go with big wheels and brand new bearings, you don't need to skate flat because you'll get enough. Flat is kind of for competition skating, in my view. Or if you do a lot of, say you skate rec, or you skate like recreationally. If you skate recreationally or you skate long distances, then yeah, you might want to skate flat. But if you're just driving to a park and going to go skate a park, unless you're one of those people like Jeff Stockwell who just does like carving, or if you're in a competition like Feast or something and you need to have like as much speed to do a backflip or something, then I can understand it. But if you're just doing like grinds and skating park and stuff, freestyle's the way to go. You might go anti, but if you look at the way rollerblading progressed over the years, it started flat, then they went anti, and then they went freestyle. And I think that's where they should have stopped, was at freestyle, and people should have started skating freestyle frames. So that's kind of my new Salomons. Hope you guys liked them. Hit that like button, subscribe, check out my other videos. I just uploaded a ton of new videos. I have videos on a bunch of different YouTube accounts and Vimeo accounts, so I try to take all that and put it into one place. Post some comments in the video below about what you think. If you're a hater and you're just going to hate, don't bother wasting my time. I don't want to have to waste time deleting your comment because it's a dumb comment. So don't waste your time. If you don't like the trigger sole plates, or there's something you don't like or would do differently, post that in the comments below. But please don't be negative and just like don't be a hater. You know, nobody likes a bunch of haters, so don't be a hater. Okay. Rollerblading is about just being, you know, friendly and having a good time, and that's what we're designed. So when I was thinking about what skates do I want to skate, this is what I made, and so I want to show you some cool features about this skate. So if you look at that, that is a Royale boot down. So it's basically only like a 20-degree angle, and but the ride height is still pretty high because you have big wheels. But the frames are, if you look at this, look how much, so the frames are actually pushed up in the skate underneath the sole plate. So the frame height is really low, but the ride height is still nice and high because I got big wheels. So when I go and grind though, that gives me like a very low, very easy Royale. I mean, I'm 38. I am not looking to go do hammers, you know, essentially. I'm just looking to go and skate some park, have fun, maybe skate some street, get back into that. I'm just now getting back into it. I want rollerblading to be as like easy as possible. So that's just kind of my skate. When I was thinking about what skate do I want to skate, I was like, Salomons are the most comfortable skates I've ever skated, and I still will attest to the fact that that is the truth. Amen. So I like Salomons. I bought them to mod them, you know, and I'm really enjoying them so far. I haven't had any issues with them. Actually, the only issue I had was the first time I skated them was with my other wheels. I had a pair of white wheels on them. They were also big wheels. But the problem I was having was it was rubbing up against the, you know, where you grind out to make the wheels fit was a little bit too low. And the way I actually solved that was just by skating up the road really, really fast, as fast as I could, up the road and back down the road, and that friction just wore off whatever was causing it. And it only really affected when I, like, you can see a clip if you watch the edit that I made, just a few tricks I did. I did a sole and then I fell, and the reason why I fell was because the back, I think it was my back wheel on my right skate stopped, and so that's why I fell. But you know, so far so good. I'm having a great time skating them, and you saw the first impressions of the skate. And even though I know it was on a box and on a P-rail, and you know, you don't go and get a new pair of skates and then go and try hammers. You know what I mean? You want to get them worn in, get them tested, your foot will feel nice. You know, Chris Haffey doesn't go get a brand new pair of rims, put them on, and do hammers. Well, I wouldn't say that. He might, you know, he might enjoy doing that, just like putting on a brand new pair of skates and just going and do the most craziest tricks you can think of. But usually you need to break in a pair of skates and get used to them and things. And that's what that video was about. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in that next video. And I'm going to be posting up some new edits of me and my brother Jordan. We usually go skating and have some fun, you know. Might post up some box edits and or, you know, some park or even some street. I'm probably going to be doing a profile here with Jordan. Probably we'll do 2 sections, probably upload that. I'm going to actually take my time to do that. And probably try and go do some hammers, you know what I mean? Like something maybe not too crazy difficult, but some good rails and things of that nature. So hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you for watching.